Chapter 20 Holy Matrimony. Calling everyone together, Wanyanyekova said with a proud voice, "We have made progress, and everyone's hard work shall be a reward. Today is Friday and the weekend is yours, so enjoy it because on Monday morning, our journey to seek Sabaoth shall begin. I would hope you rest, but that's up to you." The next evening, as Wanyanyekova was walking past Daniel's group and heard an argument, "Little man, you are too young to know anything, and why should you be leading us?" Wanyanyekova stepped into the tent and asked the man, "What is the difference between a man and a fool?" The man was fearful and hesitated. I'm sorry, but this is a kid, and I'm almost 3 times his age." Wanyanyekova smiled. "What is your name?" The man replied. "I am Helga." Smiling, Wanyanyekova said, "Then you would be almost twice my age, but you have not answered my question. What is the difference between a man and a fool?" Wanyanyekova looked at Daniel's group. "Outside, all of you." Gathering the entire camp together, he said, "My youngest warrior is 15 years old, and I have made him a leader of 7 men, much older than he is. My friend Helga here," pointing to the man. "I overheard him say that Daniel is too young to know anything and why should he be leading them? So I asked him what is the difference between a man and a fool. Now I will show him. Gather around, for Daniel will fight every one of them at once, and he who stands will lead this group. By the way, there are no rules." Elijah and the rest of the family rushed to Wanyanyekova, and before they could say a word, Wanyanyekova said, "Everything will be all right. Many will respect him after this, and it must be done. Trust in him, for Sabaoth is with us all, even our new friends." Wanyanyekova looked across the crowd and pointed to 2 large guys. "You, and you please join in." Obey called out the names of the men from Daniel's group as they came forward. They gathered on one side of the arena, and then call out the names of the men Wanyanyekova picked. Awatwi and Efua. Obey then calls out Daniel. "Daniel." Daniel walked out with confidence. Obey shouted, "Fight." Daniel was humble, but he was also swift because of his age, and the first thing he did was take a bow with respect. Then he noticed Dorothea coming at him like a bull. Calculating his speed and force, Daniel kicked his right foot, forcing it to break. The deformed leg stood there long enough for Daniel to step on it, forcing the bone upward. Dorothea let out a painful yell as Daniel kicked Efua, who was quickly approaching behind him. Then Daniel took out his cane and knocked Dorothea and Efua both out. Surrounded by the rest, he grabbed a pair of nunchucks. Elijah looked at Elisha, and they shook their heads and shouted, "Bruce! Bruce Lee!" Daniel smiled for a second and quickly started performing some techniques with the nunchucks. Helga slowly moved toward him, while Awatwi attempted to grab him. However, Daniel hit Awatwi's hands with the nunchucks. As he drew his hands back in pain, Daniel roundhouse kicked him in the right ear, and he fell to the ground, knocked out cold. He did a double backflip each time, striking Helga. As Helga fell, so did the nunchucks as Daniel faced Helga. Helga surrendered. "I give up." Helga continued, "I'm sorry for misjudging you, for you are a great warrior, and I would be honored to be taught by you." Wanyanyekova was proud of Daniel, and Daniel saw it in his eyes. Wanyanyekova turned to Helga. "A wise man can learn from anyone and anything. A fool thinks he knows everything. Always stay humble." He then turned to Daniel. "Heal your men, and go back with the respect of your men." Daniel healed the men, and they all left in peace. Wanyanyekova went to his tent and wrote, "When a fool becomes a man." So they say, I'm wild, kinda on the loose side. Because I'm rude, and to the point. Changing my ways, slowly but surely. It's a time factor we have in mind. That's slowly coming in place, yeah, and even time. My life comes close to many, but only a few catches life's clues. Handed down from generation to generation, it's a mind game. To those who never reach the position, it's a sad game. To those who have never seen the oppression or depression, they can say anything. When you've been through the fire, you see life as it really is, according to the eyes of the man. So you change it the best way you can. With peace and harmony. It sounds hard, but it's not. When you are a stranger in a land, you can change things. If you think and use wisdom. This is when a fool becomes a man.